Shalom, Apostle Harkman back at you with this truth. This is GMS in transit. Today's date is February 12th, 2017. It'll be less than a month before we have the Passover, which is, if my memory serves me correctly, so-called March 11th at evening, I believe, which is going to be on a so-called Saturday night, because the new moon's coming up, and what is this? Another week, right? Another week. Yep, exactly another week. So next week, Sunday, which is the 26th, will be the new moon. So you count from the new moon 14 days at evening. You had the Passover here, and I was really thinking that we would have the Passover in the kingdom, because we're about hastening the Lord's coming. So I guess we're gonna have to keep another Passover here in Babylon in hell. But this thing is close. The year is 2017, year of death, destruction, and diligence. And the ones of you that are not diligent, you're gonna be spewed out. Pursuant to Revelation, the 3rd chapter, 14, 15 verse on down. As I've said before, I believe that the Most High, pursuant to Revelation 7, have sealed his servants, which are the 144,000 and the 1/3 of Israel. The ones of you that are not sealed, you're going to die. Men are going to die, women are going to die among Israel, children are going to die, pregnant women are going to die. When you go to Ezekiel, the 9th chapter and the 4th verse, you can really start at the 1st verse, but the 4th verse, and this thing happened already going back during the time of Ezekiel, when he received this prophecy, because what they were doing in Ezekiel the 8th chapter, they were secretly worshiping, weeping for Tammuz, worshiping something that is not the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So what happened was the Most High sent death angels to destroy him. And Ezekiel, witnessed all of this. He saw the vision, he saw the prophecy, which took place. And it's going to happen all over again. So that's why we use that scripture, Ezekiel 9, the 9th chapter. It says, set a mark upon the men that sigh and cry for all the abomination that be done in the midst thereof. It says set a mark on them. And that mark is not the same mark as the so-called the microchip that this so-called white man or Esau is going to implement in this country and around the world, which he's doing it in a big way in Europe. So before a lot of you get killed in this thermonuclear holocaust, which is the war of Armageddon, which the Most High is gathering these armies and these nations together to the Middle East to go and fight this war. And the ones of you that are not written in the Lamb's Book of Life, because the only ones that are written in the Lamb's Book of Life are the elect of Israel, the ones that are sealed. The rest of you Israelites, you know, the Most High is just going to destroy you. He's going to destroy a lot of you in these race riots, class riots, famines, which is taking place right now down in Venezuela. Brazil is basically martial law in Brazil. The police down there in a certain area in Brazil went on strike because they're not getting paid right. And that's going to spread throughout other places in Brazil. And you had the 20% gas hike in Mexico, and they're rioting and looting and going crazy. And the American media, they refuse to, you know, put that, you know, on their various shows like CNN and these other different shows. And the reason why I believe they're not doing that is we're not putting that information out there is so people don't panic, because things come in a wave, you know. You know, first it was Venezuela, and we're talking about what, a year back on this whole situation, or a couple years back, and it just got progressively worse in Venezuela. You know, you're gonna have nations going bankrupt, nations running out of money, nations, sovereigns printing money and putting money into the system, which is fiat money. And fiat money is not, the word fiat basically means or means let it be. So the government says we had this amount of money and we're going to print this amount of bills, and we're going to put this amount of zeros behind the one in the any bank of issue. A bank of issue is a bank that issues money to other banks. Like you have the Federal Reserve System, and what they do is they issue money to your commercial banks, your investment banks, and it's not real money. It's fiat money. So behind that fiat money, the fiat dollar is based, whether it's electronic or whether it's paper, is based upon debt. So there's going to come a time where the debt will exceed the amount of money that you have, and therefore sovereign nations, you know, they'll file for bankruptcy, because nations can do that just like you can do that. So part of the reason why they're catching hell down there in Venezuela and Mexico is because of the money system. This is a fiat world system. And what they're going to do is they're going to do away with the whole, what we know today as a money system, whether it be on credit cards, whether it's in a bank computer, or whether it's paper money. They're going to do away with that whole system, and they're going to deal with debit. They have Bitcoin, which is a cyber money, and eventually, well, they got credit cards now. You know, when you get your, if you receive food stamps, you get it on a credit card now. You don't get it on paper. Your when you go to the doctor, everything is paid for electronically. You know, if you give them cash, they'll convert it into the system. So eventually what they're going to do is, like we all know, is they're going to make it mandatory for you to have that chip. And the ones that are not going to take it are the ones that are not of the elect. I mean, I know I sound like a broken record, but this is the time that we're living in, and we're saying this thing over and over and over again. We're coming to the time of Jacob's trouble. You know, we're coming to like Trump said the other day. He said that he had a ban on 7 Arab or Muslim nations because he wants to maintain the safety of his country. Well, it says in what is that? First Thessalonians 5 and 3. It said, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them." So this guy's, you know, pushing that peace thing, but we're not in the time of peace. Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, tell you that there's a time and season for everything under the heaven. A time to live, a time to die, a time to build and a time to break down, a time for war and a time of peace, a time of love and a time for hate. So we're living in a time of hate, destruction, war, crying, death. So it's obvious that Donald J. Trump has no idea what time he's in as far as this world order is concerned. He doesn't know that he's a Edomite. So they have their agenda. And they really don't know the plans of the Most High. The elite know, as I've said, the elite know exactly what's going on. They know exactly who we are. They know who every nation is on the planet Earth. They know who the Ishmaelites are. They know who the original Egyptians, which are the people of Mizraim. They know that the scriptures, that's the book to go by. They know that they're the Edomites. And they know that this place, this current system is going down. So what are we to talk about? We are to talk about the prophecy. We are to get our minds ready and our spirits ready for Jacob's trouble, for this destruction to come. And we believe, you know, the word believe, you think about the word faith. It's synonymous with the word faith or hope. We believe, we hope, we have faith in the fact that the Most High's name is Yahweh and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. That America was set up to put to this was a place or prison system for the children of Israel, just like Egypt was, or so-called Egypt, because Abraham was told in a vision by the Most High in Genesis the 15th chapter that his seed shall be in a strange land for 400 years and be afflicted for 400 years. And I was talking about Mizraim, or the so-called Egyptians. So this, you can say, is the second Egypt. As a matter of fact, in Revelation 11 chapter, it refers to this place as Sodom and Egypt. So for these other jakes that are following the way of Kemet, Back to Africa movement, or the Moors, or Islam, or just going to some Baptist church or some Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall, you're not going to get it. You do not have that mark pursuant to Ezekiel, the 9th chapter. Put a mark upon them and sigh and cry that for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And to the rest, he said in my hearing, just destroy them, slay them, utterly destroy them, kill them off. And it's talking about Israelites. So Jake has no clue as to what is getting ready to happen in this society, man. You know, you got these Back to Africa individuals They want to stay here. They want to praise Africa, but they want to stay here. Now, if they knew what was about to hit this place, they would go to Africa. But they don't know. They're blinded, man. It tells you in Romans 11 chapter that blindness in part has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. The fullness of the Gentiles be come in. It's talking about Israelites that will wake up to the fact that they're Israel. Because when you read Romans the 11th chapter, and the Apostle Paul says he magnifies his office. He said he was the apostle to the Gentiles, therefore he magnified his office. That means he's speaking to all the Israelites that don't know that they're Israelites. It's not talking about actual Gentiles. High Priest Ariel broke it down wrong. So, you know, the bottom line is it's high time to wake up out of sleep. And it's time to get your mind right. 2 Peter 3, verse 10 on down, it speaks about this place being destroyed by, you know, the Lord's coming back as a thief in the night, and the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. That's those missiles. That's Armageddon. That's those ICBMs. That's the scroll being rolled together in Isaiah the 34th chapter. And it shall come down upon Edom. Hey, it's high time to wake up out of sleep. Romans the 13th chapter. And not every Israelite is going to wake up. And you can see that. Jake is clueless, man. Jake has no idea what's going on. And you got to be careful of these Jakes out here that when you try to teach them the truth, because I did this. And they know that they might know a little something. Their father might have been a Muslim or whatever. And they might have saw a video on what's this guy, Jordan Maxwell. So when you trying to teach them that they're Israel, they come with their own bullshit. And they call that building. What we gonna build? Like Polite said, he came down here to build with us. You can't build with us, man. You got rotten stones. You got old, decrepit, corrupt stones trying to build on solid stones, man. That building is gonna crumble to the ground. So I mean, if a Jake can't get it, you try to talk to a Muslim and he can't get it. You look for an exit, man. You don't waste your time talking to the guy to try to bend over backwards and try to make him get it. Because only a certain number is going to get it. I hate to inform you. You 2/3. Because you got Israelites that break off, who are once a part of GM that break off, that now get mad at us because we say that the 2/3 is not going to make it. Well, the 2/3 are not going to make it. Point blank, period. You have relatives, you have uncles, you have cousins, you have sisters and brothers that they're gonna take that chip and they're gonna be destroyed. So you better stand strong. Scripture said, "Let no man take your crown." And a lot of these men that were part of GMS that received this truth, they turn their back on the truth. And ultimately they go back into the world. To what? To their own destruction. You know, this is the time that we're living in. We're living in the time of the end. Jacob's trouble is coming. And it's time to wake up. Anyway, with that, I would say shalom.